the secrets are finally revealed.
Dude, what are you doing?
Revealing the secrets.
Shh, don't let them see that.
Yo, I got stuck.
My boy, Freddy Reyes, I love this guy. Freddy, you know I love you. I've seen you a few months ago. You commented on one of my videos and you were like, Hamza, what is like a 3 essential men's kits? And I'm assuming you were talking about maybe 3 fragrances to have as a solid collection. And I thought about that. I said, okay, well, technically speaking, Freddy, you don't need 3 fragrances. Honestly, you could have 1 signature scent that you love, that you could wear for any situation, any occasion. You might get compliments on it, and that might make you happy. I'm assuming maybe you were inspired by my video and you said, you know what? Maybe I do want to have 3 fragrances, but I don't know which ones to start off with. Should they cover certain categories, certain occasions? I used to be the top seller at Nike for a reason, because every time I had a challenge like this, I broke it down into a formula, and I came up with the fragrance formula. We're gonna talk about the 3 S's. The first S is the signature / sophisticated scent. The second one is gonna be the sensual / seductive scent. And the third one is gonna be the status, the strong scent. I'm gonna give you a quick definition of the 3 categories and we're gonna move from there. Now, I wanna make a quick disclaimer. To all the fragrance enthusiasts that are watching my channel, these are only my opinions to a beginner. Now, if you have any suggestions that fit what I'm talking about, put the category for it. Say sophisticated, hey Hamza, I also recommend XYZ fragrance. For the sensual, I recommend XYZ fragrance. For the status, XYZ fragrance. But again, try to fit it into that category because I don't want you messing up my formula. The signature scent is the fragrance that you could wear for any situation, any occasion. That includes work, picking up groceries, errands, going on a date, seeing a family friend. You could literally grab and go. It's a Swiss Army knife kind of fragrance. You just grab it, you spray it, you're good to go. It's gonna cover all bases. It's gonna have decent to strong projection, like very mild projection. You don't want it to be offensive. It's gonna have good performance. Let's say you spray it at 8 o'clock in the morning. By 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you're done with work, you could barely get a feint of it, but it's still there. So in case you gotta see somebody after work, you still smell nice, okay? And then of course, you want it to be a fragrance that doesn't offend people. If you're gonna wear it at the work environment, you don't want somebody saying, Freddy, what are you wearing? You don't want your girl saying, Freddy, what are you wearing? And the last thing is I don't want to ever recommend a fragrance to you that's going to get you negative compliments. I don't do that here in this business. The second one is the sensual / seductive scent. Let's talk about the sensual / seductive scent. Now I know that you're with a lady, you're married, you have a beautiful family together. I don't want you to think of the date fragrance as like this Playboy Casanova kind of style. The date fragrance is for that special someone. So when you take out your lady, she's over here like, Freddy, what are you doing? I'm getting ready. You just grab that scent. And she's like, what is this? I haven't smelled this. You spray it like, babe, this is the fragrance I wear when I take you somewhere nice. And just that statement alone could fix a marriage. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. But you're gonna spray that fragrance for those special seductive nights, close encounters, and she's gonna remember you by that scent. She's gonna say, wow, he smells so good. Oh my God, what is that one you wore on the night that we went to Cabo? What is that fragrance you went that one night when you took me to Tao? What's that fragrance? It's supposed to leave an imprint on the person that you're trying to attract. And of course, you need the status fragrance. Now, what is the status fragrance? The status fragrance is the power fragrance. Now listen, there's situations in our lives where we might walk into a room, but we wanna make a strong impression. It might be like a family gathering of people you haven't seen in a long time, and you want to convey to them that you're successful. You might not be a multi-millionaire, you might not have the Ferrari, you might not have the Lamborghini. At the same time, you want to prove to them that you're somebody important who has their life together, and that's what the status fragrance is. Now, one more thing about the status fragrance. The status fragrance tends to be more expensive. In my opinion, luxury is when you're willing to spend money on something that nobody else is willing to spend money on to obtain either status, to obtain quality, and 3, for artistic appreciation. That is the definition of luxury. So when you wear the status fragrance, AKA the luxury fragrance, you're trying to make an imprint on the person that you meet. The perception of them has to change where they view you in higher regard. Now that we have the 3 S's laid out, again, I'm gonna go over one more time. The signature, the sensual, and the status. Let me give you some suggestions for the signature scent first, and we'll move on to the next. When it comes to the signature scent, you want something fresh and clean. Like I said, not too loud with the projection, maybe a foot or so. You want it to be a fragrance you can wear for any situation, any occasion. I'm gonna put some pictures up here. We're gonna start it off with Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Then we're gonna go to Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. Then we're gonna go to YSLY Eau de Parfum. And then we're gonna go into Versace Dylan Blue. I recommend these 5 for you to try out. And let me tell you something about these 5. You will very likely find it in either Sephora, Ulta, or Macy's, so you're able to try the scent. I'm gonna make it very clear. I don't suggest blind buying. So try these 5 first. And now let's go over this Sensual Seductive Scent. Now you have a fresh and clean, maybe citrus, maybe bright fragrances here. Let's get something maybe a little bit sweeter. Something that as soon as you spray, you get into your Casanova mode, or you get into your Dear John mode where now you're like writing love letters and stuff. That's the fragrance vibe you wanna get from the sensual one. Here's some options. Dolce & Gabbana One Eau de Parfum, 1 Million Lucky by Paco Rabanne. You're gonna try Mason Martin Margiela Jazz Club, and then you're gonna try Mason Martin Margiela by The Fireplace, and another one is by Armani called Stronger With You. These are the 5 that I recommend for the sensual, sweet, seductive side. And now we get into the status fragrance. Status fragrance, you're looking for brand name, you're looking for expensive. Now let me make something very clear. You don't have to get a large bottle of this one. In fact, if you're able to get 10 millimeters, which is like a very small size, that's enough. Remember, this is the power fragrance. This is the status fragrance. This is the special occasion fragrance. This is like the fragrance you just crack the safe and you pull it out and you go and you just elevate who you are. You don't need that much of this fragrance right here. Again, you might run through a whole bottle every year or 2. I'm talking about the small sizes because you're probably gonna spray it at a wedding. And how often are those happening? Once or twice a year? You might spray this fragrance at like a New Year's Eve party. How often is that happening? Once a year if you're smart. You might spray that fragrance at like you won an award or something. Like you're so good, you're such a scholar. They make a whole event about you and they're like, oh man, and our next speaker, we have the intelligent, the sophisticated, the genius, Freddy Reyes, and you're gonna pull up, you're gonna be like, oh man, thank you so much. And then the girl or the guy, whoever's gonna hand you the award, they're gonna just whisper to you, you're gonna say, wow, you smell nice, what are you wearing? You say, Tom Ford, Oud Wood. You could say, Creed Aventus. You could say, Parfums and Marley Layton. You could say, by Killing Angel Share. And you're gonna be like, oh wow, you got your life together. Thank you. You take the award and you walk off stage, but that perception that you left on that person will forever be remembered. So just to go over it one more time, we have the signature, we have the sensual, seductive, and then you have the status fragrance. Again, don't blind buy these fragrances, make sure you smell them. But if you do want to purchase them, I do have the link in the description below. But again, don't blind buy them, smell them first. And if you want to support me from there at the Sephora, you're like, oh wow, Hamza, I actually did like this one. Then you could just go to the, to the YouTube and purchase it through my link and it helps me out. Otherwise, then don't, I don't care. If you find a better price in Sephora, then buy it through Sephora, I don't care. If you did like the video, hit the like. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section below and subscribe. Have a good day.